At first, I built this project as an add-on sale to my planter box arsenal. This simple woodworking project is fast, fun, and flippin' profitable. And I'll show you exactly how I did it. First thing is to grab a cheap 1x6x8 pine board. If you have some cedar pickets laying around, those will work too since they're the same width. And it's a good idea to make this project out of both. If you're leaving it outside, cedar has a lot more weather resistancy than pine, but if you're wanting to leave it indoors to be a little more decorative, pine would be the way to go. You get a lot more stain options. First, cut your 1x6x8 down into 11 7/8 of an inch slivers. If you want to evenly divide a board into a certain number of pieces, you have to take into consideration the blade curve, which is around 1/8 of an inch. Another tip is to always use the same piece to duplicate a length to better control consistency, or you could simply set up a stop block. Then I ripped my boards to 2 5/8 of an inch. After adding a larger second workbench, my garage is officially cluttered. So until I get the addition done, it's tricky to bring my table saw into the middle of the room without moving literally everything. I know some of you might not own a table saw, and that's all right. We all start somewhere. You could pick up a simple 1x3x8. You could pick up 2 if you want to make this quantity. You don't need a table saw. Now we're going to take those 16 pieces, and I'm going to round all of the edges. With our 2 5/8 of an inch wide piece, you can simply just grab a paint can. Any color should work. Right there, it's almost perfect. These are 2.5 inches in diameter. If you need a 3-inch rounded object, it's these smaller paint cans. Why we need that knowledge in our brain, I don't know. You're just going to take your paint can, put them on the end. You're going to trace around them. Grab your $24 jigsaw from Amazon, not sponsored, and cut the end of your board to be that rounded shape. I'm actually using a metal blade. They have finer teeth and do not chomp the wood as much, leaving you with a cleaner cut. Repeat this for all of your boards and remove any trip hazards. Next step is to print out the free plans available at whosthevoss.com. Every woodworking plan is free there. And right where this blue line ends at the top, I'm going to take this corner and line it up with the edge so that my blue line is perfect. So this corner to the edge, make a crease. Do that with the bottom corner to the edge. Find my blue line, folding it towards the back of the piece of paper. So it makes this weird little table. And then I'm going to take and cut out this gray shape. So you end up with something like this. With our piece of paper, we put it on top of our board. Line the edge of the board blue line up with the center of the board. That's confusing, just kidding. The edge of the board, please. Line it up just like that. This pencil's very dull. And then I'm just going to trace out that shape. And then you'll have one side. We're going to repeat that for the other side. This one being a little bit closer to the bottom. If you wanted to move him up, you certainly may. I'm going to move him up just a smidge so I get right past that rounded edge. Line up the edges with the edge of the board, just like that, and trace my board so you end up with something that looks like this. If you plan on making 1 million of these, I created a template from a thinner material to quickly transfer the cutouts to each piece. Using a 1/2-inch Forstner bit, I drilled out the top rounded section of my shape. There's a little dot referencing the center if you are using transfer paper to get this shape onto your board. But I just eyeballed it. Back to our jigsaw, finish cutting out the shape. Drilling the hole allowed us to get a perfect circle, and it also gives us space for our jigsaw to do its thing. Should turn out and kind of look like this when you're done. I also drilled a 1/2-inch hole at both ends of my board, about 3/4 of an inch down, and centered at both ends. You can give the edges a gentle sanding just to remove any burrs, or run a small round over bit around both sides for a classier look. Looks a little more finished than this guy. Up to you. And there you have it, one completed project. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe. Oh, you want to know what the heck this thing even does? Is it a nifty little back scratcher? Is it a double oven rack puller handle thing? No. Maybe it's designed for you to take 2 clay pots, hook them into the sides, and hang them and dangle them wherever you want. Pretty nifty. And the fun doesn't stop there. You can keep adding additional boards to additional pots and grow your creation to be however big you want it to be. And the fun doesn't stop there. You can make your board to hold 3, 4, 5, you get it, however many pots you wish. Maybe offer some longer ones with some shorter ones. Make them all different lengths. Go crazy. And we all know that green thumbs are just itching for a way to bring their plants inside and a new fun way that they can display them. Heck, start hanging them from the ceilings to clear up some counter space so they can put more potted plants there. So let's talk money. My 1x6x8 cost me $4.33. That includes the tax. Pots were $1.17 each, and this little bit of twine cost me $1.89, again with tax. Since I was able to cut 16 hangers out of that one single board, my total is $43.66 for everything needed to make 16 of these plant holders. I sell these for $20 each, $320 total, minus that initial $43.66, brings me a total profit of $276.34. And that is at a high end. This would be your total bring home profit if you sold these for $10, $15, and that $20 price tag. Depending on your area's demographic, you might have to adjust the prices so that they fit your area better. Free plans in the description. who'sdevos.com. Thanks. Bye. Goodbyes are weird on here.